Oh, we're back again. Okay, on Fridays, this is what happens. Usually, maybe not every Friday, but this Friday it is going to happen, okay? 1975 has a new album out. Gonna do a reaction to it, being funny in a foreign language. Haven't listened to any of the singles on here. 1975, I'm big enough on. I will say I'm big enough on them. I've been listening to them just a little bit before 2016, I guess, when the second album came out. But I wasn't there in 2013. I wasn't there, but I've listened to all the projects now, and there's a lot of hits. I gotta be honest, I think there's a lot of hits. I think A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships may be I think the tightest album in my opinion. Feel it front to back conceptually, but whatever they were doing last time with Notes on a Conditional Form was a mess. It was a mess. There was good tracks on there, but it was a mess. And I want to know what the deal is with this one, especially too, because we're tightening it up again. 11 songs, 44 minutes. We're not trying to do what we did last time. Yeah. The 1975 are a relatively popular alternative group. Quite popular, okay? But there's enough of a pop sound to this, so it's not like it's not having this hard rock element. But I do find that there's enough of a Britpop sound that could be reminiscent of an earlier time, though. I do feel that way. Okay, let's dive into it. Okay, it feels like it's trying to do that LCD sound system, but all my friends.
Sorry if you're living, you're 17. I heard it's on vote to be super thin, but your friends aren't thick, cause they can't come in. Vitriol, and young people drinking Aperol. And this is what it looks like.
He's even doing fucking James Murphy here. Got it in there.
Sorry about my 20s, I was learning the ropes. I had political, liberal.
It's really on the nose, don't you think?
Sorry
if you're living and you're not 17, bro. You don't have to worry about shit. Your responsibilities are so minimal. I think instrumentally the song does become engaging enough. But again, I do feel like it just doesn't put me in a state of like feeling new. Right out the gate, I'm like, this doesn't feel like really fresh to be hearing. Lyrically, it has the imagery that it wants to sell. Yeah, I don't know, it just seems so on the nose, and it doesn't seem to want to have like a deep cutting discourse on culture. So let's see how much further it wants to go. If it wants to just be like, this is the intro, we will discuss what we're discussing here in more further depth, then okay. But I'm not sure what to expect right now. Yeah, I see the 1975 vibe a little bit, but Weekend could come on this.
Didn't notice, see, my, oh
solo to keep you going. Very fast paced. This is a very straight up, even lyrically, love pop song. Not much to say.
Somebody should stay home. Somebody picking up the body. Somebody that good to know. Somebody lacking the desire. Looking for somebody to love. Oh, it sure means a bitch. I wanna fucking wanna do it.
Seems like a frantic killer song that's looking for direction.
Somebody lying on the field. Somebody crying on the phone. Somebody picking up the body of somebody that good to know. Looking for somebody to love. Looking for somebody to love.
And it's not touching me, right? It doesn't feel bad listening to it, but it just doesn't feel like it's really doing enough or trying enough. Okay, let's go to the next song, part of the band here.
My imagination. I was living my best life, living my parents' way before the pain pens and double pens. Fell in love with a boy, it was kinda lame. I was Rambo and he was Paul Lane. My imagination. Enough about me now. You gotta talk about the people, baby.
But that's kind of the idea.
Vaccinista, toe bag chic baristas, Sydney's honey communist keisters, worried about their ejaculations. What's inside of us begins with feeling on the internet. It's like someone telling me.
This was better than the last song, I will say. I like, it has enough transitions or change emotionally. It's usually that Americana backing that I'm enjoying. Everything else is just whatever about. I think this one has enough of like changes up where it's keeping my attention because of it, because of that. Whereas like Happiness kept my attention because it was keeping me in that groove. I could kind of predict where it was going to take me. This one's a little bit less predictable when it comes to sound, and I think I can have ups and downs enjoying that. So I don't know. I'm not full on though. Lyrically, I'd say it's just not cutting deep enough. There may be some okay lines on here. Writing about their ejaculations. I ironically woke the butt of my joke. I don't know, like I feel like saying something like "Am I ironically woke?" But not going into like the reasoning why. It's like I'm just going to lyrically have just the stereotype of labels, and that's how I'm really gonna write my lyrics instead of trying to create something new with what's already been sort of said outside of music. Like I'm just feeling like it could be trying harder instead of just going for a lyrical aesthetic. That's just how I'm thinking about it right out the gate. What's this one?
I've been suicidal. You've been gone for weeks. If I'm undecided, you decide for me.
Okay, trying to do the fucking Paul Simon ass shit.
Getting on my nerves, but getting on my knees. Getting up, don't need it. The place I want to be.
I don't like the production of this song. It seems too stuck together. together. I think the instrumentation should sort of have more space between them or more focus. This does not let the backing, the instrumentations shine at all throughout it. It keeps it consistent, and I really like the vocal entrance to this song, but this album's not looking so good so far, I must say. Tracks 3 and 5 are nada. One sounded fine, like sound-wise, but I hated how much it sounded like an LCD sound system, and the lyrics were just so fucking on the nose. So to be halfway through this, it's kind of eh. So good, I must say. This production on this song too is shit. Nothing gets to stand out. This, you see that that shaking too is so fucking lost in this. John Mayer wants to go on this song, you know what I mean? Hear that?
'Cause it all means nothing, my dear, if I can't be holding you near. So many friends I don't wanna meet, 'cause I don't need music. I've been told so many times before, but hearing it from you, see I wrote you a letter, it was no use at all.
This one's a little bit better than the last tracks, but I feel like I still wanted a little bit more lyrically. I feel like that bass is not giving enough flavor. I really don't think it is. It's tame shit.
It's got a funny way of using the same 4 chords for every song he makes. He's got a feeling he plays with the words like a skill, yeah, it's pretty great. Dancing on his wedding night and weddings, I've got the best voice you ever heard. He said, give me a date, I can work on my heart hurts. Bumped into Judy in the co-op, she asked how her family's been. I said, Alex is a sculptor and Olivia's been a vegan since 10. I just came for the stuff and not to argue about nothing but my words. I'll be home on the 23rd.
This one feels like it's missing things. But it feels like it had much more of like an idea, like a stronger idea than some of these other tracks, I would say.
Considering me, looking through you, thinking it was something I used to do. Don't you know that know that you're human.
I like the way he says human.
And I'm sorry that I'm someone that I wish I could change, but I've always been the same. So tell me you're human. And don't you know that I'm a human too? Just know that you're human too. Oh, darling, it's for you.
Not big on this song, but it's passable in a way. You know what I mean? Like it's certainly passable. Looks nice, but it feels like it needs to go further. It needs to go further. But this song feels less less messy. But still, what the song is about is just so plain. It just feels like it needs to be reaching further. I'm not saying every pop song needs that, but one thing I will say is that when you're like 9 songs into this project, you have 2 songs left. I feel like I have gone like not really much, you know. I like the song. Yeah, this one and Happiness are the standouts. Lengthier track too, and I think it actually uses that length quite well. Standout track, I do actually think. Ooh. It's a fucking Big Thief song here.
Said I should take you with me when I leave. We were searching New York. You ask about the cows wearing my sweater. It's something about the weather that makes it lie down. It's something about the weather that makes it lie down. The only time I feel I might get better. I'm better at writing, it's just a way to get you biting.
Being funny in a foreign language. Okay, just give me a second. Let me think about this. The first thing I do have to say is this is, like, it's a disappointing fucking project. I would say that the majority, I'd honestly say that it's the majority of these songs that are lacking. That I'm just, like, I'm not picking up. I will say. Okay, so I guess the songs that stand out then, the best ones, 1975, the intro is fine. Happiness I think Happiness is still the best song on here. It's Happiness, About You, and When We Are Together are the best songs on here. And part of the band, I was kind of forgiving of just a little bit. Because I felt like it had just an interesting structure compared to the other songs. Because I feel like a lot of these other songs are just like Hook and so forth. Like you really are feeling that. This pop structured songs. But I don't know, just a lot of feeling bland, a lot of feeling like it doesn't want to have that energy that's sort of even necessary for it to be an exciting pop song. Lyrically, it just seems like it has nothing to say, not really anything to say. And this is speaking from someone who, again, I do feel like I felt that way lyrically with them, but I also feel like I have not felt that before. I feel like I have felt there be creativity. So, I don't really know how I feel about part of the band or even the 1975 intro still. So I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10, which is what I gave Notes on a Conditional Form. So, and Notes on a Conditional Form, even though Notes on Conditional Form was maybe really, really messy, or there were certain songs I didn't like, there was more songs on that album that I fucked with. Just thinking out of it right now, like, there was more songs that I fucked with on this one. And I also feel, Tonight I Wish I Was Your Boy, If You're Too Shy, I didn't really go back to this album. The Me and You Together song, the Jesus Christ 2005, and then Frail State of Mind. Those 5 songs on this stupid-ass 22-song album are better than any song on this project. Any song. Okay? So that kind of already speaks to me that this is the worst project that I've seen from them. This certainly is. I feel like A Brief Inquiry into Online Relationships, really tight conceptually, so much fun to be had, and even some pretty interesting emotions on I Like It When You Sleep, especially at the bottom part of this album. And then there's some classic songs on their debut. Their debut, there's a reason why they kind of blew up or had some sort of popularity, right? A lot of standout tracks on that. But this just seems fucking boring. I'll come back to it. I'm going to come back to it, but I'm not seeing this really really coming through to me, right? Being funny in a foreign language, I don't know why it's called Being Funny in a Foreign Language, because it just doesn't even attach. I feel like the title doesn't even attach to this fucking any of these songs, really. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna give it a few more spins. We'll see what happens, okay? Okay, being funny in a foreign language, eh? We're really gonna do this. Eh? First off, I'm gonna say I'm kind of surprised now, too, seeing the sort of critical... Okay. Its rating on Rate Your Music is... Although it's gonna go lower, it seems pretty damn high compared to everything I've seen. And I'm speaking from someone who sees the projects that aren't really rated overly well and thinking that they kind of deserve it more. You know, I feel like 1975 have been panned a little bit too much. Like, when I think about their debut album, I think that there's such a sexy edge to a lot of those songs. Sophomore project, a lot of that's when I think that really 80s new wave sound is really selling. Plus, I think that album has some of the sadder hits in their discography, and I think it sells on that angle. And A Brief Inquiry, I think, is the most creatively, conceptually tight project. Notes on a Conditional Form being very, very, very messy. That's when things went off the rails for me. But, you know, there was some good tracks on there. So when you throw that much on there, album may not be good, but there's something for me to take away from it. I gave this a 5 in the video. This is now 4.5 now. It's now 4.5 now. Like Notes on a Conditional Form, there's more, just more moments on there that are really peak compared to what the best moments on here are. First off, Happiness and what's the other song here? About You. Yeah. They stand out when it comes to quality on here. I am not a big fan of the production on this album. I see people saying like, oh, you gotta love the production, okay? Jack Antonoff, Jackie Boy's back, okay? But I feel like there is so much noise covering things on this, it does not let instrumentation shine. Like it really doesn't. Sometimes too, so like, what was a specific song that I was listening to on this? I think it may have been All I Need to Hear. No? I don't know. But just, in that one I didn't mind in comparison, but just sometimes you get little glimpses of the instrumentation working in the back, but just glimpses. It feels like things are just so chaotically, noisily like thrown at you that there's not life. There's not life to this. This seemed like it needed to sound a little bit more live, a little bit more in your face. Lyrically, okay? And here I think 1975, well, first off, let's discuss the intro song here, the 1975 song. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna be already upset that I have to sit in something that doesn't feel new. You want to give me this LCD sound system on my friend's vibe here, and lyrically, what a piss off this is lyrically. I also gotta say that this is the only song really where you're gonna understand this, like, I'm criticizing society, which, you know, Matt has done before multiple times. But lyrically, it's just a lot of samey throughout this whole project. Worried too much about being in this soft rock or this like sophisti pop without really having fun. Like, I don't see the fun in this. I really don't. And this is speaking from someone who critiques music, who has been, I feel, more positive than other people have on the 1975. So generally I am disappointed. But yeah, Happiness and About You, I will be taking with me. Those are songs that are well worth coming back to. But 2 songs in an 11-track album is... The 2 other songs that I'm like a little bit forgiving on, but I will not really have in rotation, is When We Are Together and All I Need to Hear. So first off, that's already bringing this, just a large chunk of this first half. Yeah, it's a shame. It's certainly a shame that the 1975 do not want to reinvent, or if anything, they want to be less conceptual. They don't really want to have that wrapped around the album, I'm finding. And that's a shame. It certainly is a shame, because if you're not going to do that, at least make exciting songs. At least kind of branch out lyrically, okay? Because this just seems lazy. It seems uninspired, okay? Of course, there is still that tinge of like, okay, this is the 1975's sound, but god damn. It's upsetting. Okay, if there's anything else you want to see me react to, anything at all, you know what to do. You put a comment down below, and I could do that. I could maybe do it. Peace.